August the 14th, 2025. And I actually got in a trade here and I entered on the break of this candle. So we had the first in the pre-market, we see we're above the 9. And then we had this break above that candle, protecting stop loss back here. So I entered in on the break of this candle. And as you see, as I entered in, it never came back down. It retested orb, but then break, retest, and it just continued up. And so we caught most of this move and only did one contract today because after yesterday I took a pretty big hit, and it was mainly out of emotions. What I have learned is that if you're emotionally unstable, tired, or any way where your emotions, where you feel down, it's best not to trade at all, because your personal feelings will cross over to your trading, and it will affect you. And the best thing to do is to leave whatever, if you're unable to have the emotions over to the side and not being brought into the trading session with you, then don't even trade. So I took a over $200 hit yesterday. And so it really hurt. I had to spend some time getting my psychology back in line, because I was really, and it didn't really have much to do with trading. It was just some overall things that I learned about myself. It's a mirror. Trading will mirror you. So when you're impatient about your regular life, it's going to show in your trading. So today I did wait for the proper move. I entered on the break of that candle and properly protected the uh, a previous candle. And then I just let it do what it did. I didn't get emotional. I saw this gigantic pullback here. I let it pull back as it did. Once it continued up, I actually moved stop loss to here, because we knew if it came back and came back past this, there was no trend. So then there was a pullback here on my simulation. As far as my real account, actual cash account, and the simulation, I actually entered another position on the break of this candle. So as you see, it came back and retested that 20, and on the break of that, entered in for another position. Now with the stop, as we can see, the take profit tentatively is here. I was trying to break this high. Well, as we see from the previous high, there seems to be a forming downtrend anyway. So the high of the 646.19 was here. We've yet to come back that high before it drops down. So it looks like there's a little bit of a pattern here where, see, we kind of broke and then it fell back down, and who knows, it could go back up and break again, but we see that that last high was here, which is shy of this high. So there's a good chance it could continue down. Now I drew this on August the 1st. This is a 4 hour. I drew this based on the 4 hour, and it seems to be respecting that as well as a resistance, because it was holding it as support. And as you see, it broke it here and it's been tapping it as resistance. And as you see, even though you have the down trend that I kind of drew here, it went up, tapped it here, that previous line I had already drawn, and it just dropped back down. So I actually got in for calls here, and then I got in again for puts, and I took this right on back down. I had this already predetermined and got on back in and wrote it. I got out about here, and then it's pulled back on me right here and took me out. So as you see, it looks like it's about to come back up here. But what I'm doing now in my initial trading, once I have that break and the break of orb and the clarification with my 9 and my 20 EMAs, I'm going in and protecting the previous candles low or high for the stop loss. And what I'm going to do is I'm running two contracts. One contract is going to be at the closest support or resistance, and then I'm going to have the other contract be my runner just in case it goes a lot further. That way I can lock in profits. And as you see for this morning, that was take profit here, which it hit. And then as you see, it didn't hit that the second runner. So the if I left it here with the stop loss here, you have two options. You can move it up to where there's no loss and it's like a free trade just to see what would happen. And then when it does something big like this, you're still able to catch something if it goes right back up to where it was, or you can just move it up with the other contract. It's just, you know, to each its own. But I like to leave a runner just to see what it was gonna do, and then bring my runner out of the woods, like maybe to a break even point. So my break even point would have been probably roughly right here, a little bit below orb, which we see, even though it dipped back down very low, it basically came here, rejected that orb, and then continued right on back, um, continuing right on back into the previous uptrend. So we're gonna keep following it, and then I'm done for today. I actually took three positions. One I lost on, which took me out a little bit, so I would have had over $100 win, but it brought it down to like 74, which was not bad. 74 looks like it was the deal. This 20, it got me down on 20 here because I was in another one that took me down, um, took me out at 2100 at $21 loss. So as you see, my BBAI is still rocking, and I'll just look at that one too, because uh, that BBAI. My expiration on that one is January 2016, 2026. My goodness, I would be really out of the money at that point. But um, going by the overall trend, we have a lot of consolidation right here at this 5. And let me see here. Yeah, it's a lot of consolidation right there. And then that's on the 1 hour. I'm going to go to the day. Um, the day is in a, why did it do that? Okay, so my day is definitely in a downtrend, but we have they're making lower, higher lows. We got this low here, but then we have this low, and then this is even lower. So that's a good sign as well. Uh, and as you see, it's kind of like a little turning point coming here. Let me look at the 4 hour. So we still have it below the 20 EMA. If it can come back and close above this 20, that's a good sign. Another option is that it can reject it and continue to fall back down and make another low. So we'll see. Historically, we have August and September is supposed to be some pullback months. So this is not something that's unusual. So I'm just going to give it time to do what it's going to do, and just go from there. So that's pretty much it for today. And um, we live the trade another day. Oh, also what I am doing, I have a mentor that I also have as well, so I'm not trading alone. So the reason why I didn't do live today is I was on with my mentor, and so that's we're still going to go back around and try to do a live trade so you can see in real time how everything happens, and hoping that we can just show all that on camera live and in an active trade. Okay.